All right, so is it possible to get rich online only through selling cheap $20 to $100 products? That's what we're talking about here today in the Deadbeat Zone. Now, before we begin, my name is Dan Brock, the Deadbeat Super Affiliate, and if you're trying to build a lazy passive income online business from the comfort of your own home, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification button right now. Boom, boom, boom. All right, now if you're in the field, a lot of the internet gurus say that you have to price your products at about $2,000 or more in order to get rich online. But in today's video, I want to make the case that why, as an affiliate, you can still make boatloads of money focusing on low price point products, which happen to be easier to sell as a complete beginner. So with that said, let's jump on into one of my snazzy little whiteboard videos and get to the money-making good stuff. Here we go. All right, so many years ago, some smart dude said something like, you can become a millionaire if you sell a $20 product to enough people. And in this video, what I want to do is make the case for that, for when that is true and when that's not true. All right, so I'm going to introduce several scenarios here. Let's start with this one. I thought this was perfect. All right, so you have a watch here. This is a knockoff luxury watch. This appeals to people that don't quite have the money. You could consider them the cheap market, or could be someone who has a lot of money and they're not stupid and they don't blow it on stupid things like Rolexes. But that's not the case. Let's just say the low-end product here is $50. This is the cheap economic side of the market. All right, it's the same niche, but it's one half of the market. All right, so this is the Afut luxury watch, men's self watch. So if someone types into Google, buy Afut luxury men's watch, they have done two things. First of all, they've signified they've probably done their research. They know what watch they want to buy. They are a buyer, which is important. The keyword is a buyer keyword, and they're pretty much ready to buy. They've typed in buy Afut luxury watch men. So this type of keyword, if you get that person to land on your blog or on your YouTube video, when you send them to Amazon, you should get about a 10% conversion rate if you do the right stuff. All right, so that's that. Now let's look at the other side of the market. And just to clarify, usually the economic side is bigger than the premium side. That's not always true. But let's say we have a premium watch. This is the Rolex Datejust 36. So if this is a $9,000 product, and let's say someone goes to Google and they type in buy Rolex Datejust 36 watch. That keyword is also signifying they've done their research, they know what watch they want to buy, they are a buyer, and they're pretty much ready to buy. So just because this is a $9,000 product doesn't mean when it comes to keywords like that, that it's going to convert 1/200th of the conversion rate just because of the price difference. It should be about the same. So 10% over here, you might be looking at a 5 to 7%. Why? Because they're a buyer. They're a different type of buyer, but a buyer's a buyer. So this is a different part of the market here. This is someone looking for a very nice, real luxury watch, a different buyer. But that said, it doesn't mean you can't get rich selling $50 products. It's just more typically a more broader market that you can sell cheaper stuff to, so your numbers might typically be higher in certain situations versus this, where there's usually a smaller segment that is going to be willing to pay a little bit more money. Now, why this is different in this example, because we're purely talking about buyer keywords here. All right, so what I want to do now is make the case where this gets a little bit murky, entering the twilight zone. All right, so this is pulling up one of my little sexy whiteboard videos. Let's say we're selling, as an affiliate, a digital product on stock market investing. All right, so this is let's say it's $100 on the cheap end. This is kind of like your beginner, more emotional type person. I'll just say stock to make this official. Stock market. All right, $100 as an affiliate. Let's just say your payout's $50. So, no, I did that. It's $50. All right, so this type of person, this type of customer is going to either be a beginner, tire kicker. So you got a beginner or a tire kicker. This is someone that's pretty much been jaded. So they're jaded on the top here. They bought all this stuff. They're just like, you know what? Let's just take another stab. Maybe this will be the product that changes everything. These people are typically harder to deal with. Or someone's super emotional. So you've done a good job selling them. They're all wrapped up. They're emotional and they want to basically get rich. So this type of approach would be more like, here's how you get rich with stock investing. All right, so this customer by and large is a little bit lower quality in the sense that they're not really committed to the game, but you can still get filthy rich with this market. All right, now on the other end of the spectrum there, just make sure my audio is good, we have the $1,000 product. So this is another $1,000 training product. also on stock investing, let's just say the information is basically the same thing. It's going to be roughly the same information, but this targets a different type of buyer. Now, in order to sell this $1,000 product, it's a lot more work, in my opinion, when you're just starting out, when you don't have the foundation, when you haven't built up to it. So just to also clarify here, this $100 market is usually more of an impulse buy. Impulse. So what that means is that they're less likely to look at reviews. You don't need to build trust as much, as long as you just, say, here's some emotional stuff, here's what you're going to learn. You don't need to build up a personal relationship with that customer. All right, so that's an impulse buy. Someone that's just probably browsing the internet and they're like, oh, cool, I'm gonna spend $100 to figure out. Now, when you're talking $1,000 high-end price point or more, and just to clarify, there are some marketers who consider $1,000 price point low ticket. But just keep it simple, let's say that's the high end of the market, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. This type of customer is, first of all, more professional. They're typically more rational, but that doesn't mean you can't sell through emotion. But there'd be more of an approach like, here's how you take your job income and build passive income, investing in very smart, stable stocks. So this approach on the left is like, here's how you get rich on the stock market. This one on the right's, here's how you build a stable passive income through very smart, slow build investing. All right, so that person's typically a little bit more rational, a little bit more savvy, smaller segment of the market. But the key to this is where I'm getting at. In order to get this type of sale, it's going to take a little bit more effort on your end to build up trust. So you're going to have to provide a lot of value, be a genuinely valuable person to that customer so that they're willing to spend $1,000 with you. So this is going to typically take you more time to build up that relationship with your customer. So you can do this in several ways. One way is you could do a web class, about 1 to 2 hours. So 2 hours is a bit on the far end. That's the person's basically spend an hour or two with you. Once you've built up the trust, you've built up your authority, basically you have the credentials, that's going to make it easier for you to sell that $1,000 price product at the end. Another thing that you can do is you can do this over YouTube. Was great for this. A series of 10 YouTube videos is enough to build up some very solid trust with the customer in order to sell $1,000. Now, with that said, either way, you still are going to have to build up trust. And by trust, what I mean is build up immense amount of value beforehand. But it takes less on the cheaper side than it does the premium side. So here's where I'm going with this. As a beginner, I believe it's going to be easier for you to start targeting this market. Now, many people will argue this, but they're coming from a perspective of someone who has already mastered the game. They're good salesmen and they have the foundation to do it. If you're just starting out, you probably don't have that foundation, the credentials, the trust built up. So I recommend that if you're an affiliate marketer, what you do is you start targeting some of these lower price point products and just start making some money. That's what my goal is for you, is to get you to start making money right away, to start building up that confidence in order to reach this higher price point market. Now, with that said, some of the ways you're going to do this, you should be able to make these types of sales with one YouTube video done right. One YouTube video funneled to a blog. I teach all this in Tube Tycoon. That should be enough to be able to make that $100 sale to get you a $50 commission. Now, here's where this can get really stack up to your benefit. If the vendor that you're working with really has their funnel down, so let's say they have a $100 product or even $10, $20 product, usually they're going to step the customer up to some higher price point products. So let's say, let's just say the front end is $10, upsell, the first upsell might be 100, second upsell could be 200. You're going to get affiliate commissions on all of that. So this is a way where you could just start off on the low end and still get close to amount of payout for this $1,000 product, because this is going to net you about $500. So as an affiliate, you get your $500 cut. Some vendors give less. That's about $500. By the time this customer is done coming through the low end funnel, they might have spent $200, maybe even $300, and it's close. And usually the lower price point entry for the front end is lower, which means the conversion rate will typically be a little bit higher than the premium product. Now, that's not always the case. I've seen high price point products convert better than low price point products. It's not always an absolute rule, but by and large, the low ticket product front end will convert a little bit higher than the $1,000 product. I know that when I talked about the Amazon thing, that was different, but this is focusing on keywords here. When we have someone coming out of the blue, this is where things get a little bit murky. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing for you guys. Where I'm getting at with this in general is that you can get rich online either way. I've personally focused on, in the past, from prior to this, mostly on lower ticket stuff, like all this stuff, my web hosting company, my Amazon affiliate products, my health products that I promote as an affiliate. All that stuff was mostly under $100. Made plenty of money. Not to like blow smoke up my ass here, but I'm now financially free, only targeting that market. So it's totally possible. It just depends which way you want to go, which market you want to serve, where you fit in the spectrum there. All in all, guys, with that said, starting tomorrow, I am releasing a 4-day sale, which will show you exactly how to do everything that I just talked about in this video. And I prefer you guys to focus more on this market when you first start out, just to get your teeth wet. So Tube Tycoon shows you how to do that on YouTube. And if you want to skip that and just jump right into the premium market, you're just gonna have to spend a little bit more time building trust and authority with your customers. So I show you how to do all that with Tube Tycoon, and that will be 50% off for the next 4 days. 4 days only. It's a special summer sale. And of course, I'm also applying a sale to my Deadbeats Super Affiliate System. It's not quite 50% off, but it's dirt cheap at that point. So with that said, Deadbeats, keep an eye out for the coupon code. I'm releasing that tomorrow. With all that said, it's time for me to go take a nap because I'm going to have to put in a couple rough 2-3 hour work days tomorrow. All right, so I'm going to sleep. Peace.